Good day, everyone. We are back again. I'm Andre, and I have with me Izzy.
Hi.
I have with me Yanni
Hello.
and Conch.
Hi,
And you're listening to Four Piece and a Pod.
we have a special guest today. We have Mr. RJ Balledos.
Yay!
Who is RJ Balledos? RJ, introduce yourself.
Hello, so I am currently a student, master's student in the College of Music in UP. I actually graduated Bachelor of Music in Guitar Performance. Now, aside from being a master's student, I'm actually teaching freelance private guitar lessons to students through online means. So, ayan.
Nice. So since we kind of know a little bit about RJ, let's ask about everyone also. How's everyone? More of that.
Dead.
How was your
Sticky.
I agree with that.
Humid.
Yes,
That is
it's
true.
been
That is
super
true.
hot.
Grabe.
Nag-peak daw ng 53 Celsius.
I heard.
Today?
Tagupan ba
Oh my
yan?
God.
Also the
Here?
Kaya pala.
Oh
Yeah.
man.
I don't know why. It's like
That's so much.
oven levels. So that explains probably. But it says in the weather forecast na it's gonna rain soon. I hope it's true.
Soon.
Fake news.
It's gonna be sticky forever, and then
Parang hindi ba yun na yung forecast? I think since Tuesday pa yung forecast that it was gonna rain. But then, Thursday na, it's just all clouds. Which is okay na rin. Compared, I think, to Monday. Monday was different talaga. I think I had to take a shower 3 times that day. Sobrang init. Anong lagkit lang. Pero yun nga, yung pagkalabas mo ng shower, para ka namang siomay, nasi-steam ka lang.
oh my god,
Gusto ko
yes,
yung show my
yes.
reference.
So today, in our episode, we'll be talking about how we all got in CMU, how you can get in CMU. So a little rundown of what's gonna happen. We'll probably talk about a little on the application, how it is now, how you prepare or something, a little bit on that. And of course, we'll share our own experience. So let's start it. RJ, since he's here, can you share a bit about kung paano pumasok ng CMU?
Ayan. So, basically, naka-detailed naman yung ating procedures from the College of Music website. So, I'm gonna provide some of the most basic steps. So, of course, merong accomplishing and submission ng online application form. So, I think nandun na rin yung, meron siyang Google Forms link for that. And then merong processing ng test permit and UVLE username, which is the learning platform na ginagamit ng UP. No? So, it will be emailed to the applicant until June 2. So, actually, yung deadline natin ng application is until May 31. No? And then, after that, kung may test permit na, so we will have to, the applicants will have to take the trial. Let's take note of the word trial. Music theory exam on June 5. Online mode lang din ito lahat. And then merong actual music theory exam on June 26. Yan. And then after that, kinabukasan yung solfege exam. So the results will be posted after that. So June 27 yung solfege exam. The results will be posted on June 30, which is a Wednesday. And lahat ng notifications will be via email. And then after
This is
that...
this year.
Yeah, for this year.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So ongoing yung submissions ng applications. And then after the results ng music theory exam, dun lang magkakaroon ng, kumbaga meron pang next step after that, which is the talent determination test. Which is due on yung submission, yung departmental test na to, auditions is via submission of audition videos. Deadline is on July 6. So after that, I think yun yung last step, and then yung mga admitted students will have to wait for email from the college secretary for admission instruction. So basically lahat ay through online means, and then merong several stages, several exams, screening exams para ma-admit into the College of Music.
Okay, thanks. It sounds very similar to what we all been through before, right? Pero mas online lang siya. Mas submit dito, submit doon. Record dito, submit doon.
For you, para anong mas prefer mo? When you were applying for masters, did you have to undergo auditions then?
Yes. Well, meron din ako actually graduate placement exam. So, parang almost similar to this process.
Okay, pero for someone who experienced both, yung auditions na
Na physical and
face-to-face and auditions na online, what would, anong mas prefer mo?
I think mas prefer ko pa rin yung face-to-face. Kasi parang recording, parang wala dun yung thrill. There's just this pressure. Parang iba yung pressure nun recording it perfectly for the panel para i-pass ka kumpara sa thrill nung presenting what you have to actual people, to actual panels.
Yeah, I also feel the affect and the emotion, especially sa performance, parang nawawala pag live. Kasi parang repeat ka rin ng repeat na. I think that's a disadvantage of it. Yung interpretation na nanggagaling.
Agree. Mm-hmm.
That's true. I agree with that.
Oh, also, we have to mention, RJ is a SC, Student Council member.
Yes,
Oh,
I forgot.
sorry.
Oh my gosh.
Right.
That's why he's here to explain the process ran to us.
If anyone is wondering kung ano yung qualifications ni RJ, no? Siya po yung ating
Forgot about that.
Siya po yung ating current na chair ng, tama ba? Yes, di ba? Ikaw yung incumbent na chair ng Student Council, and you've been the rep of the CMU.
Yes, since 2017.
Right. So basically, alam po ni RJ yung pasikot-sikot sa mga yung mga student services like that and student needs, especially sa processes of enrolling, auditioning for the UP College of Music.
Yes. So, since we kind of have an idea on how to apply for the college, and if ever may questions kayo or like things that anybody needs to know, just visit the school's website, music.upt.edu.ph. I think it's a good part now we can talk about how to prepare. Maybe we'll share a little bit on our own experience. I think we can talk about theory and solfege. Maybe a little bit about how we prepared.
Do we have to put a full disclaimer na kami pong lahat dito, kaming lima right now, we've all experienced the physical theory and solfege exam, right? With the listening. Na actual na nasa hall talaga tayo listening.
Everyone's there together.
RJ, do you want to make that clear kung may idea ka on how they're doing the listening and solfege exam right now?
From what I've heard, kasi I wasn't there as an actual usher during the last year's facilitation ng exams. Kasi puro faculty yung nag-facilitate. But from what I've heard from stories, parang same pa din, parang online platform, nakagather sila. I'm not sure if it's via Zoom or a UP platform. Pero ayun, and then naka-share screen lang. Alam ko naka-share screen lang yung audio for the dictation or yung part ng exam na may listening part. And then solfege, parang sinimulate lang yung physical into online. So parang meron pa ring gate pass or parang one by one papasok sa room with a facilitator. And then merong naka-flash na assigned solfege part. So basically parang I think they just tried to transform or ilipat lang yung physical before to online means ngayon.
Oh, okay. May nabalitaan ka ba na parang na-affect ng internet connection? Kasi parang, di ba, if it's through Zoom, tapos nag-lag ka, paano na yung let's say, quarter note siya, pero naging whole note siya.
Yun lang ang hindi ko sure.
Meter change pala yun.
Yeah.
Advance
Parang
agad.
scary.
Yeah, pati sa listening exam, di ba? That's kind of scary na you don't know what you're writing down is
Yeah,
tama
that's a
because
good
of the
question.
internet.
Yeah.
Parang
Well, I haven't
kinonsider
heard
ba nila
any.
yun?
I cannot confirm this, but I've heard from certain people that last year there was a student na nawala siya mid dictation yata or like solfege. I'm not sure. Tapos may time kasi yata yun no. They have a
Yeah.
certain
When we
time.
were taking it, may time.
So definitely definitely yung current state ng admission natin right now poses a lot of challenges for for a lot of people lang din. I mean sa side ng admin, I guess yung how they would effectively facilitate, and for the aspiring students, because we have to admit that not everyone has, fast internet or has accessible gadgets, ganyan. So I guess ayun talaga yung malaking downside no. Compared dun sa atin, yung time natin that everybody was on the same plane. Like lahat tayo, we had to physically be there, we had to line
Yeah.
up, we had
That's
to
true.
listen to the same thing, look at the same whiteboard with with numbers on it.
With that giant stop timer that's just counting down. Yeah. But I think let's talk about how you guys prepared no theory and solfege. Maybe we can like give tips on that. How did you guys prepare for theory and solfege? Wanna start, Belle?
Me, I went parang every normal extension program kid. Nag-enroll ako sa extension program ng UP. Pero syempre ngayon, hindi ko alam how that works. I'm sure naman may online platform yung extension program. So I enrolled in the theory extension program. I did the levels 1 and 2. Pero honestly, you can just enroll in the first level. Tapos you'll get all the basic stuff dun sa theory test. Tapos I also enrolled into the solfege program, which is separate pa from the theory. Pero same yung teacher ko nun. Yung solfege, to be honest, it was super duper basic. We used the Dannhauser, the
That's
yellow.
yung extension.
Yeah. Mm-mm. So, actually, you don't need to enroll to that if meron ka namang background in reading notes. Just get that book, yung Dannhauser. That's my ultimate tip for yung solfege. Kasi super dali lang naman ng solfege audition natin. Literally, I got...
Tsaka isang number lang siya,
I
di ba?
yung do, re, mi, fa, sol. As in, parang may isa lang note na nag-change. Pero that was literally
nice.
my solfege exam. Pero iba yung sa compo. Pero dun sa yung basic theory and solfege. Pero if you're entering compo, I guess like just study the whole Dannhauser book, and then if you have the, I don't know kung may second edition. I don't know. Basta yung kung may higher level yun, maybe also study that kasi mas advanced yung sa compo audition, or hindi naman sa advanced kasi literally I got an F clef nun. Tapos parang nataranta lang ako kasi oh my god, it's not a G clef.
Yun yung thing sa theory and solfege eh. Sometimes you kind of know it na.
Yeah.
Pero the nerves get you like
True.
gone.
I can't say na don't be nervous because you obviously are gonna be. But I don't know then in the online setting what your nerves are gonna be like. Pero yun, just study on Dannhauser for solfege. For theory, what's our book in first year?
Michael Zinn ata.
Oo. I mean,
Yeah.
if you really want, honestly, I don't like that book. Pero if you really want something,
Wow.
if you want a brief background lang on what's gonna appear in the test, I feel that's a good starter.
Actually, yeah. That's true.
Just for context, no, baka lang meron tayong mga nakikinig dito na hindi familiar sa mga musical terms natin. Sige,
yeah.
could you briefly explain what solfege is, or like the solfege exam is?
Basically, it translates to sight singing. So there's a set of notes where you will just read the pitch names, solve syllables, and then dapat tama yung pitch and rhythm mo while reading it. So basically, singing while reading the piece.
So no preparation to, no? Yung sa, well, I mean, by no preparation, I mean on the spot
Yeah.
kayong i-test. There is a preparation period, right? Tama bang one minute?
Yeah, there is
1
a
minute.
countdown.
I think
yeah.
depende yun.
Oh.
Kasi may mga prof na very relaxed. So minsan if they see you, ewan ko based on experience to, pag nagbabantay ako during the solfege exams, may mga prof na if they see that you need a little bit more time, parang hindi nila masyado sinasabi na lang 1 minute times up, pero hindi ka naman nila sasabihin na start agad, gano'n. So, parang meron ka pang mga 3 to 5 seconds na, okay, kalma ka muna. Pero like, I have a weird question. Alam mo, I never really knew how to spell solfege. Like, what the hell? Random fact. Hindi ka talaga lang, double G ba yun? 1G? May E ba? Wala.
No, I think it depends on the language kasi. Pero in English, it's 1G lang. Oo.
Solfege. If you need to search it, at least, guys, it's Solfege.
Right. Hindi ba West? Hindi ba Americanized na kasi yung solfege?
Di ba solfeggio?
Yeah. Isn't it originally
Yeah.
solfeggio?
Which is double G ata.
Alam mo,
GIO. Yes.
Safe.
Double
Yeah.
GIO.
safest, sightseeing.
Tama.
Yeah. Just to get back on it, yung for compo, the listening exam, which is the dictation part, varies per year. So, depende. Kasi, alam ko yung older batches, yung naging teacher ko sa extension program, yung listening exam nila was literally like, yung proctor, parang he would just randomly bang on the piano keys daw. And then you'd have to figure out the chord. So, that's one. Yeah. That's one. Tapos, yung sa amin was, bahay kubo ba, Yanni? Bahay kubo yung dictation.
Yeah, bahay kubo.
So parang kami, just write down bahay kubo in any key, in whatever interpretation, whatever, basta yun. Tapos, interview. So yung pyesa mo, yung dalawang pieces mo. Alam ko dalawa pa rin ngayon eh. So yun, yung pieces mo. Tapos doon na rin sa interview yung solfege na mas quote-unquote advanced. Pero it's so intimidating kasi it's literally in front of your 3 panel members. Tapos you're gonna give it to you lang. Tapos, bigla mo siya shook ka na, okay, sige, normal lang naman yung F clef. Tapos bigla mag-change siya ng time signature in the middle. But it's literally an easy passage if you really think about it. Pero syempre, it's very like intimidating when you look at it lang. Tapos syempre, audition mo. Pero yun, that's how I prepared. Nag-theory extension ako and nag-solfege extension. Kasama na rin din yung composition extension ko with those 2 years. Now, what about si RJ? Let's go back to him.
How did you prepare for theory and solfege when you were entering the college?
And so, actually, I was fortunate to have a not very complete, but at least a decent music book nung high school. Actually, first year ko pa siyang music book. Pero, out of all the music books I've had, second year, third year, fourth year high school, parang yun yung pinaka-decent. Okay yung rudiments, yung basic music theory. So, doon ako nagre-refer from time to time. And then actually, meron din akong handout from my grade. When I was in grade 3, parang I attended a summer program sa church. And then, meron din siyang handout on music theory. So, as a nerd, and as a... so, inaaral ko siya. Talagang pinut to heart ko siya. And then, parang, I want to audition for College of Music. So, buti nakatago pa sila. So, yun ang ni-review ko over and over again. So, hindi ako wala akong access to formal music classes. But para merong isang music student. I don't know if you know Kuya Ojen Gayapanaw. Parang friends kami through a choir. So, parang nabanggit ko sa kanya na I'm gonna audition. So, he helped me with theory, scales, ganun, and dictation a bit. Ayan.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, and then, hindi ako super okay sa solfege kasi parang hindi ko alam how to practice for it. So, ang baon ko lang during that exam was, alam ko yung name nung pitch and alam ko yung rhythm, pero hindi ako sure with the intervals. So, hindi ako confident. So, pero I think I did well enough for the theory because of that background.
Nice. I think I can share a little bit about me kasi my background is, since I'm a piano major, of course I had piano growing up as a 10-year-old kid until I started college. But before that, parang I was lucky enough to be in a school who taught as in my grade school, high school, we were taught Kodai method. So, I grew up with all the hand signs and stuff. That kind of helped. I think yung tip ko when studying theory and solfege, siguro understand intervals, how one note relates to the other. I think that's very important. Kasi I think not everybody naman has perfect pitch. I definitely don't have perfect pitch, and that's like the best thing that you can do. Understand how that works. And then for theory, well, I think I was lucky enough to be growing up learning about quarter notes, half notes, eighth notes, like that. And it's in the exam naman, it's not super complex. It's basic talaga.
Well, siguro, ako kasi I have to admit na medyo crinam ko yung preparation. I wasn't really decided. So parang I remember preparing maybe a week before the theory exams. So parang for me kasi, I think I was lucky enough na parang 7 pa lang ata ako, nag-extension na ako, or 6. So everything was familiar. Wow ka dyan. Hindi yun wow. Because I'm not really good, or I wasn't really serious. So anyways, parang what I did was, for the 1 week I have before the exams, nag-refresh lang ako nung mga things na alam ko naman na. But I think ang pinaka-tinutukan ko, because I was aware na kung paano yung auditions for compo, I focused more on listening. So I was pretty okay with intervals. Alam ko yung tunog. Pero hirap din ako mag-solfege. Like, if you give me a piece, usually I panic first. So, minsan hindi ka na talaga napaprocess yung next interval. So, even if people tell you na, kaya mo yan, you're not gonna panic, girl, you're gonna panic. It's a matter of how you're gonna recover from it. So, I think lucky din ako kasi yung solfege ko for day 1 was, pareho ata kami ni Izzy parang C major scale, so that's it. But for compo, it was a very different thing kasi yun nga, magpapanik ka na meron tempo change and clef change. So, even if it was easy, parang nasa stuck ka na lang na parang, oh my God, what the hell, what happened? So, I think for compo, especially, since may assumption kasi na if you're going into compo, syempre maalam ka na dapat sa theory. If feel nyo mahihirapan kayo with solfege, practice nyo talaga yung intervals. May mga yan I remember, may mga app yan yung download mo lang, tapos magpe-play ng interval, tapos kikiin mo lang kung anong interval yon, major, minor, perfect. Yeah. So, that was it for me. Interview was, alam ko nagkalat ako, but I'm still here. Ayun lang, you have to be really dedicated, lalo if biglaan lang din kayong nag-decide that you wanna pursue music.
Highlight ko lang, no? Yung sinabi ni RJ kanina. Actually, I think it's a pretty common story then for incoming music students, because you have to understand that going into the College of Music is a choice. like it's definitely a choice na dadaanan mo, like dadaan sa utak mo multiple times. So normally when I ask freshies kapag nasa line sila, because I've been helping out sa mga auditions and for the longest time, meron silang some of them, may kakilala talaga sila from the college na tumutulong sa kanila. So, yung story ni RJ kanina that someone helped him or my prior knowledge, normally that's a normal story for those incoming music students. Kasi parang not everyone has a good music program back in high school. Yeah, so mapalad talaga yung mga musically inclined or like comes from a good school, music school, may magagaling na music teachers. I mean, katulad ni Yanni, ako din, like, I've been playing since I was 8, ganon. So, I mean, definitely those factors play a huge role in preparing for the theory and solfege exam. Otherwise, alam mo yun, if you don't have those resources, ang dami ng resources online ngayon. Tama din yung sinabi ni Yanni kanina na you can actually just self-study. YouTube is a very good resource then for theory.
To be fair, I did self-study, pero tinulungan din naman ako nung cousin ko. By the way, si Ate says, she was teaching sa extension for a very long time. So, siya na yung naging teacher ko for piano as early as 5 or 6 maybe. So, when she found out that I was interested na mag-audition, she was helping me out, lalo sa mga dictation. So, medyo familiar na ako. Kasi sakit ko dati yung hindi ko alam yung triplets. Naka-confuse ako, ginagawa ko siyang mga 8th note and 16th, mga ganun. So, dun pa lang, hindi ko naman masasabing hasa na ako agad. Pero at least, alam ko na yung what to expect. So, pagdating ng day of the dictation, exams, wala nang sense of panic. Right?
Yeah. Wait lang, can I just say, I'm surprised that she's your cousin pala. All along.
All along,
I
you
know.
didn't know.
Wait, I know you're related somehow, but I didn't know you were cousins.
To be fair, and yung mga prof then, they thought that she was an, a
Tita.
tita.
I didn't think of Tita. I was just like, how are they related? I just know they are. That's it.
Beshies lang.
But anyway, okay. We've been talking about theory and solfege a lot. Maybe let's talk about kung paano pumasok dun sa department. I mean, it's nice because we're five. I mean, we're five, but of course, may 4 departments here. We have guitar with RJ. I will do piano, and then compo, Yanni and Izzy, you can tag team, and then Andre, you can do, of course, music ed. So RJ, paano ka nakapasok? Wait, first choice mo talaga mag-music?
Yes, actually. Parang super involved kasi ako with choir since start ng high school. So parang eventually, parang as the years went by, parang I knew I wanted to pursue music. Parang may sinabi pa nga ako dun sa mom ko before na parang I can see myself in any other professions but music.
That's nice. You were set. Okay, let's talk about how you got in guitar. How did you prepare for it?
Alam mo,
How
this is a very
everything-
crazy story kasi hindi ako nagka-classical ever since. Like, I just started classical maybe 2 months before the audition.
Oh my gosh.
Thankfully, merong
Wild.
nag-audition muna ako for UST before that. So that was the very first time I ever read a piece for guitar. I still remember it's Prelude in D minor, ni Bach.
You're a good reader.
Back pa yun ah. Oo nga, back pa yun ah.
Amazing.
So
Wow.
like parang I just used my logic and how to play these notes on the guitar. Parang
Logic.
paano sila pag-sabay-sabay sa fingering. And then yun lang. And then I passed sa UST. Parang hindi naman ako ginudge nung professor na nagpanel sa akin. And then ayun, so and then I think after that doon ko sinimulang aralin yung pieces for UP. So I think a few months lang din 'yan. Tapos
Wow, that's amazing.
at parang thinking about it na parang asan yung RJ na nabilis mag-aral ng pyesa? Memorized din eh. 4 na memorized pieces. What? And then
The pressure of just getting in, that's what made you remember.
probably yes. And then it's a very crazy story kasi so I went in so nag-prepare na everything and all. So day of the auditions, I went in sa room. So andun sila Sir Lester, Sir Nathan, Sir Eman, Sir Valdez. And then wala akong background about classical guitar. Never ako nag-lesson with a teacher. So I entered there. Tapos tinanong ako ni Sir Lester. Kasi wala akong dalang footstool. I don't have a footstool with me.
Oh my
So Sir Lester asked me, hihiram ka rin ba ng footstool sa amin? And then I said, you know what I said? Sir, hindi po. Hindi po ako nag-footstool. Imagine his face.
I'm surprised na nakapasa ka.
Yes. Imagine his face. Masaya ba siya nag-alok ng footstool eh? Parang, gusto mo ng footstool? And then I said, no sir. Parang nag-shutdown siya sa akin.
So, hindi ka nag-footstool for the entire audition?
I didn't.
Oh my gosh!
That's so...
Nakaipit
I'm
siya
amazed.
between my legs. Tapos parang, in a crazy way, nakabalance lang siya. Hindi ko
Oh
alam
my
kung paano ko
God.
na-survive yung pieces with that.
Do you think they had an idea na hindi ka nag-formal training
I
kasi?
remember, tinanong nila ako. Parang sino daw teacher ko, ganun. And then I said, the only time I had a teacher in guitar is during a summer program, pero 2 months lang yun. And then hindi siya intensive classical. Yeah, I think
That's
it's,
cool.
I think it's Sir Nathan. Hindi ko alam, kasi parang, may suspecha nga ako na baka may bias sila on upcat passers. Kasi parang with that experience,
Kasi you're upcat.
yeah, with that experience, parang hindi, di ba, parang, well, I played the pieces okay naman. Memorized, okay naman. Pero, ayun.
Nagsasight read ka pa rin ng back. So,
Yeah, it was still back.
valid yung pagtanggap mo dyan.
I have a question though. Are most of the people who audition ba in guitar, did they take formal guitar lessons ba? Or hindi rin?
Actually, nung kinausap ko yung mga kasabay ko mag-audition, parang lahat sila, they did. Extension or may private teacher. May kasabay akong galing Makiling, si Leon. And then all others,
yeah.
nag-formal sila.
Well, it just goes to show.
Yeah, but I feel like one of the criteria then, I mean, it's not the overall criteria of passing and yung acceptance nila is if kaya ka nilang turuan. And I think that's what they saw in you, other than katapasok ka. I feel like you're open to learning, even if yung pagpasok ko doon wala kang footstool and all. Feeling ko yun lang napansin ko. Kasi that's what I always tell other new people who want to audition. Parang sabi ko, you have to enter with an open mind and just show them that you're willing to learn and that you're teachable. I think that's one good tip.
Yeah. And while we're on the topic, no, I feel like it's also very important to emphasize how, for that very matter, na sobrang subjective talaga nung college namin. It's very much different from, kung UPCAT passer ka and you go to a regular UP program. Kasi you either pass or fail based on UPCAT. That's it. But when you audition, no, like there are really, hindi mo talaga alam minsan kung depende talaga sa mga panel natin, no, kung ipapasa tayo or hindi.
Yeah. Or
totoo din yung sinabi ni Bella, if they see a really potential in you na matuturuan ka nila, like,
right.
Yeah. RJ, any more of that story?
Actually, I remember nga, with that, nabanggit ni Ate Izzy, I remembered during that post-performance interview, parang Sir Nathan asked me if they will accept me, but on the condition na dapat mag-enroll ako on an extension program before the SEM. Yeah, I think tinanong sa akin and I said yes. So I think, yeah, probably.
Buti nabanggit mo yan, RJ, no? Because going back to your case, I feel like not many people know this, but ngayon ko lang rin naalala na UPCAT passer ka pala. Natatandaan niyo ba palagi na may sign dun sa board natin on the passers na it says there, if you're an UPCAT passer who didn't pass the audition, please see the office. Kasi
Really?
Yeah.
Parang may ganon.
Oo, may ganon. Kasi ang alam ko, conditional yata yung mga ganon. Normally. Like yung what you said, na normally, if they really wanna pursue music, normally pag enroll it, parang siyang back subjects. Gets? Kasi technically, the university has to admit you one way or another. Kasi pasado ka. But like, magandang example yun yung sinabi ni RJ na he was asked to have extension programs.
Mm-hmm.
So for those listeners na hindi po alam yung extension programs natin, basically, you can take lessons sa College of Music. Ang teachers po nun ay mga professors din namin and other graduates. No? Very similar subjects of what we take then. May theory, may individual instruments, ganyan. So, yun.
Well, ako kasi undecided ako when I entered the college. I didn't choose music as my first choice. I chose architecture. Pero, yeah, that's for another story or something. Sa piano kasi we have, same with guitar, I guess. Since performance kami, we had to prepare pieces. I had my prepared pieces because I was studying piano. And then, medyo mga 2 months before the auditions, I told my teacher na, I think I'm gonna pursue music or at least I'm gonna audition. Pero lucky ako kasi I have my prepared pieces since then. And then sa amin, we had to have scales on the spot. So they tell you, oh, can you play this scale? And then play it. And then after that, you have your prepared pieces. And then at the end of it, you have to sight read something, which I don't remember because I suck at sight reading and I can't sight read. So, for piano people, if you're going to audition, it's good that you know how to sight read also. Pero I think I agree with that na the basis of accepting students besides their proficiency and of course their instrument, it is nga na if you are teachable or if you're willing to learn. I was lucky also na I had a teacher growing up who wanted me to take music and was also teaching in the college. So we weren't a lot din naman in the audition and I've been training a lot. So that was good for me. I think other than that, I don't recall anything else besides that. Except for like the experience of being heard by the people outside and they're like, oh, I remember yung kwento na ibang people or me also when I would hear people audition inside the room, everybody's just like, oh, they're so good. Oh, she's so good. He's so good. Parang ganun sa amin. And then when you meet them in person after the audition or like in school once na it's starting, ganun, you'll hear na, oh, when I remember your audition, ganito. Sobrang cute. May ganun ba kayo experience sa music ed, compo, guitar, na people kinda experienced your audition?
I think sa compo, medyo similar. Kasi parang, di ba for our auditions, dalawang rooms yan usually. So yung first room, andun yung dictation. And then second room, andun yung solfege, interview. So for the dictation, usually mga nagpa-proctor dyan, mga upperclassmen. So, hindi naman nila narinig yung iba, narinig nila yung mga composition mo because especially if piano yung composition mo.
I have a question. In the composition, do people perform your composition? Like, you have to perform or you play back? Like
No.
a recording or something?
Yun nangyari sa akin because I wrote for piano. They asked me to play it. So, medyo dagdag stress siya for me. So, yung mga ganong instances, naririnig nung mga people outside. So, minsan nagko-comment sila na, I don't know. Yung akin, admittedly, it was weird. But, I think yung pinaka-tinitignan sa amin was the dictation. Din yung pinaka-gina-judge sa amin. Kasi syempre, pinapasa mo siya doon sa mga nagpa-proctor na mga upperclassmen. So, doon pa lang tinitignan nila, ay, mali to, gano'n. Uy, magaling to, lahat tama.
Oh my
So,
God.
I think that's our version of having other people hear what we're doing. I don't know kung ano yung take ni Belle on this.
For me, I didn't perform I wasn't asked to perform my piece because two of my pieces was so bullshit. I'm sorry, it was so stupid. Parang one of the pieces was for cymbals. But the wind stuff was my guitar. What combination is that? Tapos isa naman parang choral. Anyway, yun, I didn't have to. I think for me naman, na-feel ko na one of the bases other than dictation is yung interview talaga. Because they really asked me some personal questions, parang what was my background, tapos why did I really want to pursue it, and they were even going as far as telling me na bakit hindi na lang ibang course, ganun. So that's why I keep saying na you should be someone who's teachable and very open. I think this really applies to compo kasi parang doon nila mag-gauge sa interview kung kakayanin mo ba yung environment. And then I remember nag-proctor din ako for one of the years. Tapos there's this guy whose second degree na ata siya. 3 times na siya nag-audition. Tapos kasabay natin siya, Yanni, mag-audition. So 3 years na siya nag-audition. And he would always be crying after the interview. Tapos ang sinabi lang
Hindi ko kilala.
basta siya, second degree siya na engineering. I'm sorry if you're listening to this. Pero, alam ko kasi naabutan ko siya, nag-proctor ako. So he would always be crying when he came out of the interview. And then I asked one of basta yung chairperson natin noon. Sabi ko, ma'am, nakapasok ba si ganyan? Because I would see the results na agad eh. And then she said, no, kasi 3 years na ngayon nag-audition, pero it seems na feeling namin, although magaling siya, he will not be able to handle the stress of yung one-on-one classes, tas yung criticism ng mga professors.
Baka kasi umiiyak siya.
Oo, sa interview pa lang kasi
Hindi
umiiyak
kaya
siya.
yun yung factor.
Yeah, exactly.
Baka kung hindi siya umiyak.
Yun nga, so feeling ko.
But admittedly, kasi it's a very stressful environment.
I
Kahit
agree.
ako, do you remember? It was a half-day audition eh. Pero pag uwi ko, para kang, yung tulog ko nun, para kang hindi natulog ng 3 araw.
Girl, it was 2 hours
Pagising ko,
lang.
10 p.m. na ata.
It's 2 hours lang, pero it felt like half day kasi super duper duper stressful siya. It's really the waiting game. Alam nyo pag exams, diba? Like performance exams. Like literally ang bilis ng exam. Parang 15 minutes lang. Tapos, pero yung waiting game mo, parang 4 hours, 2 hours. Ganun din yung feeling nun. Kaya siya
That's
nakaka-drain. Yun.
My experience, because you said waiting game and super stressful, I think, yung nung nag-audition ako, sabay siya sa ball namin. Like yung dance ball kind of thing sa high school. To the point na when I knew it was mag-audition ako, I didn't plan to go to my ball. Kasi nga, sabi ko, I don't want to think about my dress, my hair, my makeup and stuff, and think about auditioning. So para I just said, I'll just choose one or the other. That's what happened to me.
Choices.
But yeah.
Choices.
Yeah. Is there anything you want to
You
add
did
sa
the right
compo?
choice, though.
Really?
Yeah.
Really? Joke.
You wouldn't be friends now. If
Oh, that's true. We won't have this podcast.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I think just to add in for compo, I actually wasn't originally going into compo. I was thinking of going into guitar kasi yung background ko talaga is classical guitar.
Did you
Parang-
audition for guitar?
No, I didn't because I was so set na nga in terms of nung what do you call this, nag extension program na ako. So, nung before ako mag-extension program, parang I was thinking na maybe I should go into guitar kasi it's really my background. Since, let's say, 10 years old, I was studying classical guitar na. That's why I'm not a good pianist talaga kasi guitar talaga yung background ko.
Wait, but you said you gave up your guitar right
No, I
now?
didn't give it up. It's still here. I just don't play it.
Okay. Kala ko kung saan napunta. Okay.
Yun. So, after that, pero na-decide ko na I want to write music or I don't want to just concentrate on one instrument, which I think is a reason for a lot of compo majors. Why? Kasi they also ask you that question why did you go into compo? Pwede ka naman mag-ganitong instrument, pwede ka naman musicology.
Oh
pwede
yeah,
ka
they do
mag-
ask that.
Oo, tas usually, well, I think for both me and Yanni, parang we answered kind of in the same ballpark na parang, because we wanna write for different instruments and we don't wanna focus on just one instrument.
Yeah, same. Sinabi ko, hindi ako makadecide. Because they asked me din ano yung instruments mo, what do you play? So I said na nag-extension ako for piano and violin. And then, I remember them asking me na, bakit hindi ka na lang mag-violin major? Ang tagal-tagal mo na palang tumutugtog. And I was saying, syempre free-name ko na ayaw kong malimit. Gusto kong talagang writing yung gusto ko. So, I want to make use of the fact that I know a lot of instruments. So, don't get me wrong. Hindi ako magaling. Average lang ako. But I play with a lot of instruments. So, ayun. But in reality, it was just really me being indecisive and ayokong pumili between the two.
Exactly the same
Which I
reasoning.
It's okay naman. I think better use yung knowledge ko with everything. Na-merge ko siya into composition.
Nice. That reminded me. Because I auditioned then for music ed. Maybe I can add later. Andre, we should talk about music ed too. How did you audition for music ed?
Yeah, so music ed. Music ed is one of the academic side ng music along with musicology. So kami yung medyo turo-turo. Hindi, nagtuturo talaga kami. Like education talaga kami. I think one of the biggest factors in getting in to music ed is yung interview talaga. Like, ayun talaga yung pinakamahabang allocated time mo. Like, yung interview. I remember, just for context, no, I auditioned twice kasi. I auditioned nung 2012. Umabot ako sa interview, but unfortunately, I'm eliminated. Hindi ako natanggap. Hindi ako natanggap dun sa program ng 2012. So, I had to... I don't know what was it that sabi ko, mag-music talaga ako. Ayoko talaga ng science. So, I had the whole year to prepare for 2013. And then, so basically, it's the same. Dadaan ka sa theory, listening, dictation, solfege, everything. Standard yun. And then when you go to the audition, what you need to do is you have to prepare three pieces. So you need a song of your own, a song of your choice on the instrument that you play na main. So, since pianist ako, piano yung tinugtog ko. Others play may nag-trumpet na sa music ed. Meron ding flute. Mostly piano and guitar. Pero ayun yung standard. Ayun yung pinakamadalas. Piano and guitar. And then, any piece actually, feeling ko isa sa pinakamalaking misconception when applying to music ed is that kailangan classical. I'm gonna make it clear right now na sa audition ng instrument sa music ed, what they're looking for is yung kung gaano lang how far lang yung knowledge mo, not even your proficiency, like yung knowledge mo dun sa in reading notes. Yun lang talaga. So it doesn't matter if it's classical or pop or theater, it's fine. Feeling ko yun yung pinakamalaking misconception na sa mga nag-audition sa music ed. But ako, ang tinugtog ko ay a classical piece. And then the second one, you have to sing and play. You have to sing and play. That means you have to sing a song while playing an accompaniment instrument. Now that's very specific. An accompaniment instrument is either a piano or a guitar. Or anything that...
Wait, so paano
Yes.
pag hindi ka marunong ng any instrument that can be used for accompaniment?
Mag-clap ka.
Pwede yun. Pwede dapat.
Seryosong tanong naman eh.
Pero feel ko, you'd have a very hard time even deciding to audition kung wala ka talagang knowledge on it. Parang very rarely ko na nakakarinig ng ganyan case na wala talagang idea on either guitar or piano. Take note all they want to hear is you play and sing at the same time. You don't even have to do any, like, yung complex things. Like, mag-strum ka lang ng kada chord. Magbagsak ka lang ng chord kada poste ng kanta. That will suffice. Because I think the logic, the thing na tinetest nung sing and play is how coordinated you are. Kasi again, we're music ed, we're teachers. We're gonna be teachers. So they want to test how coordinated we are in singing and playing at the same time. And the third one is singing a cappella. Yeah. The third one is singing a cappella. And feel ko naman, yung singing a cappella, ang tinatest lang talaga nila doon is kung nasa tono ka ba. If you can carry a tune. Again, it doesn't have to be classical. It doesn't have to be like kundiman or anything. Actually, most people sing theater songs. Like, ano ba yung mga narinig ko noon?
Ako pala yung nag-pop song.
Broadway, theater. But pop din. Like, not yung pop na with extreme heavy beat, ha? Yung mga hindi na talaga, yung hindi melodic. Melodic pop.
Uso ba love story noon? So kakanta sila ng Love Story by Taylor Swift.
Pwede no?
Meron ba?
I guess pwede din naman.
Yes.
But yeah, and then after nun, ito yung frustrating. I guess ito yung frustrating. Sorry, share ko lang on my part. Kasi, di ba, before the 2013 audition, I actually left the country to prepare for my audition. So I was playing a bit, ito yung yung instrument ko. I was preparing a Beethoven sonata. And I kid you not, tugtog ako, no? That was like 15, 16 measures in, pinahinto nila ako. They stopped me 16 measures into my piece. That's literally wala pang kalahati ng first page. And then they said, okay na, we've heard enough.
I had the same experience.
Gusto ko talaga magwala ng time na yun kasi parang I prepared so much for this. What do you mean? I had that moment. But then the important one was the interview. Kasi most people, ewan ko, may magic ano yata yung music and department eh. May magic senses na sila on who they wanna pick. Kasi katulad nung na-share ni Conch kanina, there are actually good players na kasi hindi soundproof yung mga rooms namin. Maririnig mo talaga sa labas when they audition. We had one, okay lang naman disclose, di ko naman alam yung pangalan niya. We had one transferee from UST. Feeling ko second year na siya. Piano major siya sa UST. And yung audition piece niya was a Chopin piece.
Wait, I auditioned with the Chopin piece too.
Baka si Conch talaga to.
Chopin na...
Hindi ako nakapasok.
Plot twist.
What do you call this?
Na waltz.
Chopin na... Not waltz.
Okay.
What do you call this? What's that? Etude. Chopin etude.
Oh.
He was playing a Chopin etude. Tapos, you know what? He was low-key intimidating everyone dun sa practice room. Kasi yung practice room namin malaki with so many people waiting in line to be practiced. And he was doing all these like, ano mo yun? Runs and everything. Tapos, kaming lahat, for sure, papasok yan. He's so good. Gulat kami nung lumabas yung results. He was not there. So I guess ultimately nga talaga, no, parang nasa discretion talaga nung profs. If you're teachable, kasi they will ask you if
Bakit di ako nakapasok?
I'm not sure. Hindi kasi, Conch, alam ko na kung ba't di ka nakapasok. There's also this thing sa college natin. I mean, don't quote me on this. But there's also, don't quote me on this, off the record. No, but there's this thing sa College of Music na parang medyo off sa ibang department pag nalaman nilang you're applying for more than 2 departments.
Maybe.
Yeah, that was
They
the
wanted
tip
to
sa
save
akin.
some stuff.
Di ba?
Sa akin kasi sinabi sa akin ni teacher, mag-ano ka, apply ka for both. Okay.
Kasi the problem arises kapag nakapasa ka both. And then you have to choose. And then sayang yung slot. Although may waitlist naman, but like sayang pa rin na parang they were expecting you to be part of the original. Feeling ko ayun yung dahilan. Kaya most of those na nagdo-double parang audition for different majors ay lalo na sa music ed. Wala pa akong nakikilalang pumasa na music ed na nag-apply sa ibang major din.
Makes sense.
Don't quote me on that.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's it. Pretty much the heaviest is interview.
Yeah, I think with the gist of all of our experiences is mainly nga parang very important yung impression ng panel sa atin, and for a lot of people it's really if you're open, if you're teachable, because you're basically entering college or you're basically entering university where you're there to learn. So, syempre, yung goal naman ng ating mga professors and panelists if they can teach someone. So, maybe it makes sense nga na that Chopin person didn't get in kasi maybe wala nang may tuturo sa kanya. Maybe yun yung feeling ng panel or whoever man. And I think that's really good and sound advice, and maybe the only real advice na pwede natin mabigay all throughout the years na mag-audition. Kasi syempre mag-iiba-iba naman for sure yung requirements, yung process, but it's really, it will really sound corny na parang stay true to yourself, tapos know what you really want. I think that's very important, and always be open. And I think one of the pinaka-important advice din na na-receive ko when I was in the first year was like, you should literally be a sponge when you're in your early years sa college. Na parang you should really absorb all of the information that's given to you. And then maybe after 4 years, you squeeze out all that information, you decide what you want to keep. That's what your mindset should be when you're entering the college. And also for more information, if you guys feel na hindi namin na-discuss in depth, you can always go to yung website ng College Music, which is Conch, can you say it?
.upd.edu.ph.
Yeah,
I'm right?
I think so.
Yeah.
It will be linked in our Spotify and YouTube.
Right.
All of the detailed requirements are there for each and every course. Tapos pati yung music theory exam and solfege, it will also be posted there. And you can always call up the college as well if my office, yun naman alam ko, they'll answer all your questions. Kasi kami naman, we can't answer all your questions. We try, but we can't. That's basically it. So for our last segments, we can go to Yanni, who will be our song of the week.
Okay, so for my song of the week, it's actually Veyburn.
No!
Joke lang.
Are you serious?
Oh my God.
Of course not. So as you mentioned, na-shock talaga akong ako yung song of the week. But sige, nakapag-ready ako for now. So actually, honestly, hindi ako nakikinig kasi lately. Very random yung mga pinapakinggan ko. But I think, the song that I chose is actually from The Little Prince. Wow, obsessed. It was composed by Hans Zimmer. It's entitled Suis-moi. I don't know if I pronounce it correctly. Yung here kasi mag-French. But it literally translates to follow me. And it was used dun nga sa The Little Prince. Yung singer, I forgot who. Basta siya rin yung kumanta for the Ratatouille songs. So medyo fun siya. It's actually pang pag-good vibes. Hindi ko siya actually ni-research the full lyrics. But it sends a message that gets YOLO. You only live once. So you have to be daring. You have to take risks. You have to enjoy every minute or every second that you have. Kahit gaano pa ka small or, I don't know, kaliit yung bagay. Just, I don't know, live every day as if it were your last. I mean, in a good way ha, not in a bad way. Namamaalam ka na dun sa mga tao. Kasi you have to appreciate what you have. And I think it hits me right now. Kasi na encounter or narinig ko lang yung song. It was a recommendation from an org mate. So, ayun, tumatak siya sa akin because during that time that she sent me the link to, the Spotify link to that song, medyo pareho kaming ngarag because it was in the middle of the pandemic. I think UK, ano pa lang yun, UK variant pa lang yung dumadami. But gets, medyo scary na nga lahat. Ang dami nang nangyayari. And we were at this point in life na we promised that 2020 was gonna be our year, but then COVID happened, and then we promised that 2021 was gonna be our year, and yet here we are. Walang progress. So kumakapit na lang kami sa little things in life that we do enjoy. So ganun siya kababaw. If you have time, you have to check it out. Or kung you have a lot of time, panoorin nyo na lang yung movie. Baka si RJ, maybe you have something to share. Baka gusto mo rin mag-song of the week para songs of the week na tayo. Or maybe you have social media accounts you want to plug. Yeah?
Siguro for anyone aspiring to enter the college, ayun nga, super helpful yung mga shinare ni Ate Izzy kanina. So just, I hope na naging useful yung mga advice namin sa inyo. And then, yeah, so just, maybe just know your passion, where saan mo pinakagusto, ano yung gusto mong gawin in life. And if that's music, go for music. And siguro for the last, for last plug, social media plugs, maybe you can follow or like yung page ng UP College of Music Student Council for updates regarding the admissions. And then merong newly put up na Facebook page yung UP College of Music. Aside from the website, you can follow UP Kolehiyo ng Musika and the UP College of Music Office of the College Secretary for updates on news about the college and admissions. So thank you.
And yeah, you don't have to worry. We're gonna link everything here together with our social media links. So if you have any questions, don't forget, you can always ask us. Bigyan naman kayo ng disclaimer though, if it's audition related, since majority nga of us here don't have any experience with the online auditions, you can always check the links that RJ shared with us. And if you have other questions, if feel mo masasagot namin, go ahead. We're very approachable, or at least I think. And thank you. And don't forget to follow us on Spotify and subscribe to our YT. All right. Good night, guys. And we are 4 Piece and a Pod.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Bye.